Now, Australians holding fast to their New Year's resolutions are being warned about fad diets that could be doing more harm than good.
Obesity expert Dr. Nick Fuller has been on the show many times. Great to have him back. Has all the research at his fingertips. Nick, the results are in. Which diet has been ranked the worst?
Well, lucky for us, because it's part of that New Year's resolutions where we often want to deal with that battle against the bulge and set the weight loss goal. There's this leading group of experts that get together every year in the US, doctors and nutritionists and dietitians, and they rank all of these commonly talked about diets. So they apply an objective scoring matrix according to the science behind them, the ease of following, you know, how safe they are to follow, and also, importantly, the weight loss. But there's a common theme that we're finding every year, that those ones that we talk about all the time, the keto, the Atkins, the paleo, the 5-2, well, they're appearing in the bottom 10, and the same findings this year as last year. So they're the ones that we're talking about, but they're the ones that are ranked as the worst diets of 2019.
Why is that? Why are we seeing the ones that are so popular ranking so low? That doesn't make sense, really, does it?
It's often due to social media celebrities that get behind these diets and push them and promote them. And sadly, they're the ones that don't have the evidence to back up their claims. We know that, you know, diets work for weight loss. We can lose weight. But often we're following these unrealistic and unsustainable approaches to weight loss. And as a result, we don't stick to it lifelong. We lose the weight, but then our body will fight that weight and we'll end up back where we started. I mean, a lot of the approaches too, like the keto, for instance, this is requiring a person to follow a diet that's about 70% fat. That's a lot of meat, a lot of fatty food. It's cutting out whole grain carbohydrates, fruits.
And cholesterol becomes a real problem too, doesn't it?
It does.
But look, Dr. Michael Mosley will say that he has the evidence. He's a medical doctor with the 5-2 diet and other diets that come out of his sphere.
Well, sadly, again, the 5-2 is just a fancy way of cutting calories from the diet. It is no better than conventional dieting. Sure, you're going to lose weight. We know that. 5-2, you follow 5 days of normal eating, and then you cut your calories to, you know, about 25% of your usual intake on the other 2 days, which is only about 500 calories for females, 600 for males. It's equivalent to about 2 donuts. There's not a lot of evidence about, you know, its long-term efficacy, and also not a lot of guidance around what we should be eating on those 5 days. So yes, you're going to lose weight, but you're going to get the same result that you'll get with any other dietary approach. It is just very clever marketing.
All right, let's talk some positives now, because it's not all bad news. The CSIRO has launched its own gut health program. Yeah,
so, I mean, it doesn't matter what diet we follow, or how many weeks we follow it for, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, we lose weight. We get great results, and some of these are backed by more evidence because they're containing foods that we should be eating, like more fibre. And with this report, we found that the Mediterranean-based eating pattern is the healthiest diet to follow. But we've also found, and what we do at the University of Sydney, is we put patients on all these different diets all the time, 5-2, the ketos, all of these new ones we're talking about, but they do lose, but they do end up going back to where they started. Their body starts fighting the weight loss. The biological protections are in place. Your metabolism will decrease, your appetite hormones will change. You can't fight or you can't overcome that unless you implement an interval weight loss approach where you lose a small amount and then put a break or take your foot off the accelerator every second month, so that your body doesn't fight the weight loss and you can overcome those biological protections, because otherwise you're never going to succeed. It's not due to a lack of willpower as to why you're not succeeding with your battle against the bulge. It's due to those biological protections.
As a medical doctor, what do you say to patients when they come in with sort of 10 kilos to lose?
Yeah, so I work in an obesity clinic where we see patients that are struggling with their weight. And, you know, that common theme that people are trying the 4 to 5 diets every year. They've tried the 61 diets by the age of 45. It's become a cultural obsession, weight loss. But really, it is quite simple. If we take a step back and not restrict our food intake, we should be following these Mediterranean-based eating styles. And
so what is that again? That's fish,
yeah, plenty
vegetables.
of fish, whole grain carbohydrates, plenty of fruits and vegetables. These foods that often diets tell us to exclude is the completely wrong message, because we need these foods not only for weight loss, but also preventing lifestyle diseases like type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease. But then you need to impose breaks along the way. You can't just continuously lose weight. You've got to lose a small amount of weight, a couple of kilos over a month. You must then put the foot on the brake and impose a weight maintenance period every second month. So if you follow the interval weight loss approach, your body then doesn't fight the weight loss. You're going to have long-term success, which is, what the evidence is showing.